Hey there, ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is HD, and I'm coming at you guys with game number 2 between vile.SyNc and, of course, between CheckSix.Ver. This is going to be in the GameCom Plantronics tournament, and once again, a great tournament at that. Excuse me, as you guys all know, this was a 600-man tournament or so. And we had a lot of great players coming out to play, including my good friend Dopa. I was going to compete in the tournament itself, but I realized I just didn't quite have enough time to play in a tournament as well as cast it, so I had to pick my side wisely, and I decided, you know what, for this one I'm going to go ahead and sit back and cast the games and see where we go from there. So it is going to be CheckSix.Ver, the blue Terran. He's going to be at the bottom position here, and we have vile.SyNc, the yellow Protoss, at the top right. And so far, SyNc losing the first game against Ver in a pretty standard fashion, I have to say. Ver just went in there with the cookie cutter Marine Marauder army, no problems whatsoever. He walked in, blitzed the Protoss natural, and that was all she wrote, really. So we're looking here for SyNc to possibly make a little bit of a comeback. He has, oh my god, he has more APM than somebody on steroids. Jeez, he's got 248. That's quite intense. Let's go ahead and look at him and get a little seasickness here. Here's his first-person view. Currently just, well, for there, he just dropped down to 0 APM. So looks like it's mostly just early game spam. But yeah, SyNc so far has a lot of stuff to correct in his game, because game 1, you know, I feel like he played a pretty solid play style. The only thing was his chrono boost, where actually I'm gonna take it back, his play style wasn't that great. You know, he's got all these energies saved up on his chrono boost. I don't know if he was just saving up for Colossus and you know, Colossus tech and all that, but you know, I would honestly say that, you know, using those chrono boosts earlier is much more efficient than trying to save them up, and especially when your Nexus has 200 energy. I mean, come on, what pro gamer at the top of his tier, at the top of his level, has, you know, a max amount of energy saved up on his Nexus and Nexi? That's just not, you know, being efficient with your tools at hand. So I'm hoping that we see a different game plan from the Protoss player, from SyNc. Hopefully he changes it up a little bit. And as for Ver, it looks like he's going to stick to his guns here, guys. He's going to go for that one barracks fast expand. I kind of chuckled there because I remember back in the days, I was listening to some of my old broadcasts. I used to call it the barracks, the barracks. Literally, I would be like, and he's building a barracks right now. He's building 4 barracks at a time, barracks at a time. Yeah, it was pretty embarrassing. I used to call zealots as well. But yeah, to each his own. Maybe one day I'll bring back a blast from the cast from the old days and just cast like how I used to cast, with like all these weird terminologies and such. But yeah, while this game is actually cooking up, why don't I give you guys a quick announcement as well. As you guys all know, IGN Pro League, which is the organization that I do work for right now outside of YouTube, has recently announced that we are going to be having a tournament in Atlantic City this October, and it's going to be a 6-figure prize pool, which is just mind-boggling how big that's going to be. And I'm so excited to be a part of that tournament, guys. I'm going to be casting it live. If you guys are out on the East Coast, I recommend you guys all come and check it out. It's going to be, once again, in Atlantic City, 6-figure prize pool. It's going to be an awesome, just spectacular event. We're throwing out lots of money to make this happen, and we're hoping to be a big live, to make a big impression on the live scene. So I hope you guys all come out and support us in that way. And I just want to say, without you guys, the fans, you know, these things would not be possible. You guys are what make esports. You guys are what make it happen. You guys make the cogs turn and the wheels go. So, you know, definitely try to support us if you guys can. Check out IPL, www.ign.com/IPL. And with that said, we have a second SCV coming in here. The first one was dying when I was doing that little announcement. This one will get a full scout off into the main, but it's already seen the Nexus going up, a 1-gate expand for vile.SyNc. So actually, both these players gearing up for a very, very heavy macro style here. No doubt we're going to see a pretty drawn out game here, because it's Terminus and they have spawned in cross spawn positions. I mean, I'm going to give you guys a quick just glance of this map here. Know that it's not a little booster in the booster that makes your units go faster, but we do have a very, very big map here, as you guys can see. I mean, the travel time, it's like traveling from the bottom state to the north to Canada, from Mexico to Canada. It takes some time. So I think both these players are going to go for that kind of macro style play. SyNc once again going for that. No, he's going to be getting 3 warp gates and a robotics facility this time. So his build looks much more refined this time around. Look, his Chrono Boost energy being used, not being stored up for, you know, no apparent reason. And things are looking pretty solid for both players, in fact. With Ver actually getting stim pack right now. He may be thinking about moving out for a stim timing pressure. Not obviously designed to end the game or anything like that, but just designed to pressure the Protoss a little bit, force him to overcommit in units. And you know, put the player in his place, put his mindset into a place where it's not comfortable, and throw the player out of his comfort zone. But I think Ver is going to sit back after pushing out just a little bit, and he's gonna allow SyNc to hold the watchtowers, which is actually pretty huge. This is gonna give the Protoss player SyNc that much more time to be aware of when a move out is coming, and he's gonna be able to stop cycling probes, and he's gonna be able to psych out defensive units. So, with that said, I think that SyNc is actually in a pretty good position, unlike last game. Last game was just a, oh my god, what are you doing, man? You're gonna lose everything, you're not chrono boosting. But this time around, things are looking much more solid. And, well, Ver is pushing out. He's going to tag the Xel'Naga Watchtower for now. SyNc just in range of seeing when the units push out from that Watchtower as well. So now he sees those units coming. No doubt he's going to be using all of his cycles on attacking units here. And there we see Stalkers coming to defend against the probable push from Ver, who just now has stim finished. He is operating off of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 barracks. Wow, that's actually 1 extra barracks than one might imagine at this point in the game, so it almost seems like Ver here is going for somewhat of a high pressure build, a little bit more higher pressure than normal, and with that additional 5th barracks being thrown into the mix, this attack could potentially do a lot of damage, and SyNc, oh, you guys better hope that those sentries cut the cheese, so to say, a little bit better. This time around, because if they don't, then SyNc is going to be in a lot of trouble. And here comes the stim. The preemptive stim actually picks off a sentry right away, right off the bat, and SyNc here is in a lot of trouble, but those force fields actually preventing the rest of the Marines and Marauders from coming in. But I don't know if SyNc is going to be able to hold off so many Marines and Marauders at the front door, and they are just going to pound their way on through. And I know I said pounding your way through things not necessarily the best ideas, but in that situation, it works out beautifully. No harm, no foul play done. And Ver takes another quick win over SyNc. Uh-oh. We have an 0-2 situation on our hands once again. Could we be staring down at a possible 3-0 for both the semifinals for GameCom Plantronics? That would be quite amazing. And I don't know, we'll find out. Game 3 is going to be coming out right after this, guys, so stay tuned. Don't go anywhere.